Welcome, 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 welcome. This is my first time going live on three platforms at the same time. It's going to be really interesting. So I am really anticipating everyone joining in. Let me know if you can hear me as you come in. I'm Carrie and I'm here joining you live. So I want to see who's on and what platform, who's joining me live. But if you're joining on the replay, welcome to my replay watchers. I'm here talking to you about how to start an online business without money. And today is a very important day because today we have a very big offer, which I'm going to share with you later on. So if you are joining, say hello in the comments. Let me see where you are. I'm live on all three platforms, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Chef and Steward. And so I'm on Facebook on my fan page, Chef and Steward, as well as on YouTube at Chef and Steward. And here on LinkedIn, I'm Carrie Heron, which is, of course, my name, not my brand name. So welcome to the room, talking today about the benefits of creating online business, benefits of being online, benefits of taking your personal brand into something other than just a brand, offering services, business ideas online, offering services for pay online. So we're going to be talking about that for the next little while. And I'm Carrie. I've been in this online world for quite some time. In fact, it's now 11 years that I started chefandsteward.com. And that started because it was a blog, and the blog was the easiest part of the whole business plan. So my business plan was a big, magnanimous one because I'm a small girl or a girl from a small place with magnanimous dreams. So I'm originally from Jamaica, and I've lived in 5 countries in 4 hemispheres. But I had a big dream, and that dream was to start a company that would actually be of impact. I come from a very long background in media and marketing. Hello, Romita, nice to have you. You're on Facebook, so nice to have you. So my whole ethos in terms of everything that I do, because I started off in communication, is to inform, educate, and entertain. So whether it's with my food content, all of these things, I really go about trying to inform, educate, and entertaining. So what I do is add value, whether it's through content or through my consultancy and my coaching or any other medium that I do consultancy as well. So the whole point is really just invest in people, in businesses, and help people grow, and to be entertaining in the process, right? So I started off with a blog 11 years ago, chefandsteward.com, because it was the cheapest point of entry. What happened was I had moved from the Caribbean. I was an expatriate already in Turks and Caicos Islands and working directly for the head of the public service. And I went there to create a public relations unit for the public service. So I left there and I went all the way across the Atlantic to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And yeah, I did that. Before I went, I knew I was going to go. We had just started to feel the crunch of the recession that happened in the mortgage drama in the States that the world was starting to feel. So I had a plan, and my plan was, let me invest in one, getting fully out of all student loan debts and everything else. So no debts, no credit cards or anything else. Two, let me invest in professional photography equipment because I've had already had experience as well as formal training in photography since I was 16 years old. So I thought, you know what, let me try and find ways to still find meaningful side work because I couldn't find a full-time job remotely. And I was gonna go and search myself what I wanted to have. My mother told me when I was a young girl, when I was in my teens, she said, Carrie, I'm really very happy that you have all of this ambition to really do well in school and to go to university and all those things. That's wonderful. Not nothing that. But in addition to that, not either or, but in addition to all of that academic scholarship and that pursuit, ensure that you have a skill that you can hone. Because if you are ever in a position where you cannot have a job, if you're ever in a position where you can't find work, your skill is what's going to be able to always feed you. Let me tell you, or do I need to tell you that my mother is a very wise woman? She is. That's perhaps the best career advice I've ever gotten, and that came from Mama. I don't call her Mama, I call her Mommy, but hey, my son calls me Mama. So she's a humble, humble, humble woman, but with such great advice. Yes, pursue your academics, but make certain that you have a skill that you can always be able to use to make yourself productive work and to receive an income, even if nobody will hire you in a job. Now, that's what happened in 2009. There was no jobs. Eventually, it's the crash started happening from like 2007, 2008, I think, but it only started to pick up in Dubai in 2009, 2010, and I landed in September 2010. Got married in October 2000, sorry, 2009, and got married in October of that same year, 2009. Couldn't find a job, so the blog was the way for me to use skills that I already had. I had marketing communication, I could write. I already had started a blog years prior. It was a personal blog, in fact, two blogs. One was a professional blog and the other one was a personal blog. And those were very important to me because those blogs helped me to find my writing voice. Because as much as I loved the idea of writing, I felt like I couldn't find myself. I couldn't find my voice with writing. And so essentially, I went in on that private blog and started to find my mojo, starting to wet my feet with expressing myself with written words. I was already good with expressing myself with the spoken word and with like images, with production, as well as with video production, that is, as well as with photography, but actual written word, not so much. So it was really great experience. And so the blog Chef and Steward was a merger of the visual as well as the written. And it was the cheapest point of entry to start my own side hustle, so to speak. From that blog, I had decided, because that was my strategy, that I was going to use the blog as a moving portfolio. So I was going to demonstrate my skills and then pitch myself to get people to hire me. Because it was one thing to send out a resume when Emirates Airlines was getting thousands of resumes, when other companies in the UAE were getting thousands of resumes. Because remember too, that other people wanted to go to the UAE because everywhere was crashing, especially in the States. So there's a lot of people looking for work and they're willing to go much further than they would have normally done because there was a recession and people have to eat. So I had to find a way for me to stand out in the midst of that noise. And that was really through me creating this blog as a visual representation, a much more animated and interactive way of displaying my skills in photography as well. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know. My skills in both photography as well as in writing. So with the blog, I started, hi Romita again. With the blog, I started to, when I started to write the food blog, I realized that my food photography was not so wonderful. So I really practiced. When I started out with food photography, granted, I could take photos. I was trained in photography when I was 16 years old. I'm good at photography, fine art photography, but food photography was a different beast. It took me a while to build up. And once I did, and I got to really reacclimatize to the monster that is food, because food is like taking pictures almost of children, shooting children and animals, food is just as hard because food is temperamental. Food does not do what it needs to do. It just goes off. You have to do it very quickly. Its timing is sensitive because you have to really have a passion for it to really be good at it. Clearly, I have a passion for food, so that part was covered. So what I needed to do was to hone the skills, which I did. And the blog, having the process of producing the blog also helped me to create this and to hone those skills. I displayed those skills to editors, and I approached two editors with my blog links, which showcased my writing and showcased my photography once I felt that they were up to a certain standard, which was not long in, by the way, because I was writing very often and I was photographing very often, and I was really excited with the prospect of how much I was going because I was putting so much time into it. And I got offers from two publications in the UAE, two, both the Gulf News as well as Khaleej Times. Now, Khaleej Times gave me a weekly column offer, whereas Gulf News I think was bi-weekly, or I don't know. It was not repetitive. It wasn't as close in frequency as the weekly column in the Khaleej Times. And I decided that I would actually go for frequency in order to build skill as well as to maximize exposure. So I went for a weekly column, even though I would have cut down, I was willing to actually cut down the price that I was negotiating with simply so that I could actually get a weekly column. Strategy is important. So I had a weekly column for 7 years in the UAE, which also allowed me to get much more comfortable with the concept of really talking about food and getting more experience with food. I did also photography courses during that time, lots of photography courses, particularly food photography, with people like Neil Corder from Australia, really brilliant food photographer, with Gulf Photo from Hala, a woman-owned company in the UAE that actually teaches creative skills a lot on photography, of course, with Gulf Photo Plus. So that was amazing. Lots of experience, lots of time invested into this. And I'm telling you all of these things to put it into context in terms of how it is that I transitioned brick and mortar skills into an online business that now allows me to work from anywhere, which happens to be here in Aruba, right, in the Dutch Caribbean right now. I'm no longer in the UAE, but I've been able to be in 3 countries in this entire process. And having an online business has helped me to transition from country to country, from phase to phase, from life highs to life lows, giving me some level of security in this process. So I started off as a traditional marketing communicator, integrated marketing communication professional with a background in television, with a background in public relations, with a background also in, what else did I do? That public relations, TV. I didn't do print. That's why I didn't have a confidence with writing initially. But I did public relations, which I started writing for, and media relations for, and all of my press releases, which all got published, by the way. So I guess I was a decent writer even then. I just hadn't gotten my own confidence in my work. And what else? I did photography as well, right? So public relations, TV, photography. So I merged those skills, created this blog, Chef and Steer, which is a food blog. And if you know anything about food, food is very, very, very image heavy, as well as food is also very animated when you talk about, when you talk about things like expressiveness. So, the words are very, very, very descriptive: hot, juicy, sweet, succulent, scrumptious, delectable, delightful. Yeah, you have to get really, really, really strong with the imagery, really, really strong with transporting people through words as well as through images, to the point where when you look at an image on a screen, you literally want to just go in and take a bite. Or when you hear the words, I had the most juicy bite of the most succulent mango. And when I bit into it, the mango, the juice went running down my arm. And yeah. So it was important to hone those skills. I got the food column in the UAE. And from then, I took the food column, went and pitched business to a company that actually did, it's like the Williams Sonoma of the Middle East. It's Tavala, and they operate fine kitchen and table stores. So because I had the food column under my belt with all of this food writing, and also because I had in developing Chef and Steward and previously writing my column, my personal column before that, I had really developed and honed social media marketing skills. So I had realized that they needed to, I made some suggestions and they were very, very intrigued. They hired me as a consultant. So first, skills that I had were literally brick and mortar, traditional public relations, traditional TV, radio publishing, also traditional presentation skills for stage, for TV, for radio. All of those things were traditional. If you can hear me, please just say yes. I want to make certain that you can hear me. Okay. So people were in. So those are traditional skills literally used to get jobs in person. I took those skills, created a blog. With that blog, I went to publishing houses to show my resume in a different way. I could say I could write, but what better way to actually illustrate my writing than to actually illustrate my writing? What better way to illustrate my integrated marketing communication skills than to create my own brand and to market it? Thank you, El Charles. Thank you so much. So, hi, El Charles. Tell me where you're listening from. So, I displayed that as well. What better way to illustrate my photography than to actually illustrate my photography, not just to write about it. So it was a portfolio that I used. It was a platform long before people were saying that blogs were supposed to be portfolios. It was one for me because I saw, as a strategist, I saw that that would have been a really great way for me as a young woman who was coming from a very small place in Jamaica to be able to be above the noise and to get in, to separate myself from the clutter, right? And so, yeah, that's huge. That was really huge. And then once I got in with that, I got my food column. And then once I got the food column, I went in for the actual consultancy. Now, I also eventually got offers to do things like books. So I was hired as a photographer to fly from one country to the next to shoot somebody's book. I was hired to shoot photography for an app, for a food app in Dubai. And I was also hired to do reviews for a food app in Dubai. And what they had contacted, actually, the food app was not in Dubai, but I was in Dubai when they had hired me. They saw my work on my blog on jeffandstewart.com and reached out to me because I had the best combination of writing and photography, and they had wanted to be able to just. So that was also really great. So I had people coming to me. The book that came to me, the book deal came out of to Bermuda. Actually, I was in Dubai, and the book was to have been shot in Jamaica. These people would not have heard of me otherwise. But because of Chef and Stewart, because of the content that I was producing all of this time, and it was relevant content, it was a lot of food from the Caribbean. There was no international representation of food coming from the Caribbean on that scale. I also got a lot of publicity. I got a lot of publicity outside of my own column in Dubai. I got featured in places like Gourmet in the States. I got featured on Black Enterprise a few times. I got featured on BBC Good Food. In fact, I got nominated twice for BBC Good Food Best Steakhouse of the Year. And back then, the blog was a collaboration of sorts, with me mostly doing all of the work. So yeah, that was part of the branding. And that's how it happened. It was a lot. So I still moved from brick and mortar into online. I did move online, but it was still a model of work for hire, time for service. So people would hire me to do, people would discover me online, people who I don't know, who don't know anybody I know, who would just see my work. And because of how the work is presented and how they're seeing that like so visibly, then they would engage my services. What I realized in the past, I would say 5, 6 years, was especially after I had my child, that was not enough. That there was no way that I could work the way I really wanted to work and to be the kind of really involved parent that I wanted to be and earn what I want to earn by those by doing all of that. So what I had to do is what I heard then was multiple income streams. And so I started researching years ago. And I tried to create multiple income streams while I was still in Dubai and Ras Al Khaimah, which is another emirate just outside of Dubai. And I started to shift. I shifted my blog from WordPress.com to self-hosting so that I could actually participate in Google AdSense and earn advertising dollars just from the publication because it's there. So why not earn advertising dollars for all the eyes that I was getting? I was getting 30,000 page views per month in 2015. And so that's unique page views per month, 2015. And so I did that. And I also started putting other things in place. In a year or two, I started creating merchandise. So here's the problem with the merchandise. PayPal stopped allowing you to receive money. At one point, I was able to receive money on PayPal, even while I was in the UAE. I got paid for magazine work. I did work with Douglas from Island Style magazine, who is now with doing CBD stuff. His products with that, and his name is Douglas Gordon, right, from Montego Bay in Jamaica. So, I did work with him, and I got paid from PayPal and stuff like that. Couldn't get PayPal anymore, so I created a Redbubble merch site, but Redbubble would pay PayPal because that was their gateway that they would pay, and I couldn't get anything. So anyway, let me tell you that if you stick around with me, I'm gonna share a way for you to earn 2 months free. So that's 2 months free, right? Earn 2 months free on today. So 2 months free on an online platform that will allow you to do all the things that you need to do without actually um, how to start your online business free. So I will give you the link shortly. I'm doing this alone, so I'm multitasking, and I've never actually done a multi-platform live stream before, so this is quite exciting for me. New things are exciting to me. So yeah, I'm just like, boo, multiple streams of income. So I did realize that I was still trading time for money, and I needed to find a much more sustainable business model that did not only have active streams of income. Active streams are when you are literally trading your time for money. So I have to do this job in order for that to happen. And so essentially, I started to look into models. Because I moved countries like 3 times in the process, it's actually made it a lot more difficult. But the fact that I did all of that actually helps me to be of even greater assistance to those persons who are like me, or even people who are not like me, but are more people who are from different countries, because I understand a lot of the online business platforms is really in favor of countries like the USA primarily, other places like, you know, the UK, Canada, and so on and so forth, but primarily the US. So those of us who are in other states, we have had issues with things like payment processing. So I could put the content out there, but how do I receive the money? That was my issue. Literally, money was going from Redbubble, from all of this stuff I created in my own merch, with my artwork, with my photography. was going to PayPal, and PayPal was freezing my money. Eventually, PayPal even closed that account. So that money went, didn't get it. So over the past few years, I've done a lot of research, and I have now started since last year operating on a platform called Kajabi. And Kajabi has been a lifesaver. This has been able to help me to integrate things like I was paying differently for hosting a website, in addition to sending out emails. And emails are important. I'm going to tell you why those things are, all of those things are emails, are important. I was paying as well for things like promoting on social media and so many other different things. WooCommerce, that's a separate fee, all of these connections. And I realized that it just was not sustainable. And I wanted to get into online courses. So, and online membership, which I'm about to launch my first membership site in fact, I'm doing a soft launch this week and doing a full launch next week. So you've got to really just stick around for that. But today, what I want to show you is today, on the 22nd of February, 2022, 2022, right? Tuesday, only for today, I have a link for 2 months free of Kajabi. And this is a platform that has everything integrated. Why is that important? Because if you're just starting out trying to trade from person to person, and you want to be able to find an easy transition into moving online, how do you engage your public? How do you, without all of this technical knowledge, put things together? Because there are lots of people who will say, but that's expensive. It's not expensive if you're putting pieces together and you're not really great at putting those pieces together because you're not quite tech savvy, then it's intimidating. And so this has been a really simple platform for people who have different levels of tech aversion, whether you're completely tech averse or you are completely tech savvy, there's like a continuum where you're somewhere along the line. And having actually done all of the work on our website, except for sometimes where I got some help from my friend Ryan Morris. So, hi Ryan. I'm not tech averse, but I'm not quite there yet either. So I needed something that was foolproof, ticket proof, efficient. And I did all of the research. I'm a journalist by my core. So I went in and I did research. When I realized that I had to bite the bullet, it took me over a year to do it because I didn't want to make this decision, hastily. So it's with a lot of real research why I've actually selected this platform. And now that we are half an hour into this, I am going to go ahead and share I'm going to go ahead and share the link. So I'm still here. And I'm going to go ahead and share this link with you today, right now, for 2 months free from Kajabi. So if you sign up with this link, what will happen is that you will get to start your trial period instead of your trial period being for 15 days, which is typical. Sometimes it goes up to 30. They've never ever had a trial day for 60 days. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna post it right now, 60 days free. Trial on Kajabi. Today only. So right now, if you go through that link, this link is not available on their website. I've partnered with them and they are offering this. And literally, This is for free. You have nothing to lose from this. It's 60 days free. You never get 60 days trial period. What can you do in 60 days? More than you could have done in a trial period of 14 days, and certainly more even in a 30-day period. And it's risk free. You can cancel at any time. But what you could do in the 60 days is you could actually get in, see how this works, have enough time to actually execute a platform, things like creating your first landing page. And I'll teach you all of these jargons as well. And I'm going to give you free support if you decide to reach out to me. Free. I'm helping because somebody helped me. Mr. Munya and Dongo actually helped me, so I want to help you. Because a liberal soul shall be made fat, and he who waters shall himself be watered. So the more I give, the more I receive, because my giving doesn't come from me, and my receiving doesn't come from people. It comes from God. God uses people just as how God uses me. So God uses me to be a blessing to others. God uses others to be a blessing to me. And the way I be a blessing to others is not the same way path that blessing sometimes comes back. And that's fine, because ultimately God provides for all of us. So that's where I'm coming from. My purpose this year is to help as many people as possible. Why? Because I've been there. I've been there, been married, divorced, thrusted into uncertainty. We've all been in a pandemic together. How many people are in professions that they love who are not feeling like they are actually earning as much as they need to, or who feel like my profession is not exactly really where I want it to be right now, and I'm not getting any joy out of this anymore. But I do want to work. I don't want to be a bum. I want to earn some money. However, I don't want to necessarily have to. I think I need to put this comment also on. Do I have to put the comment on each platform? If you are on Facebook, let me know if you are actually hearing and that you can actually see. Yes, it says so. So cool. Cool beans. Cool beans. Yes, we're good. 60 days. I'm chef and steward as well. I'm not certain if it's actually showing up for LinkedIn as well. I'm not seeing the LinkedIn button that I can put a sign on LinkedIn, but I'm gonna share with those people who've logged in. So just if you log in, leave a comment at some point so that I can see that you've logged in, and I will share the link with you for the 22 days on LinkedIn, because I cannot actually post to LinkedIn, it seems. So yeah, I was just like really, really, really excited to hear this and to share, because it makes a huge difference. If you are in a job and you want to get more joy and you have skills that you're passionate about, why not turn some of your passion projects into profit? Why not benefit from being able to share the things that really make your heart sing? Khalil Gibran, Khalil in Arabic, not Khalil, and my Arabic is not so wonderful, but that's it. So he wrote in the book, The Prophet, that work is love made visible. And that's one thing that's always sat with me, because it felt so true. And because my work started in a passion project in television, in the creative arts. And then, eventually I moved into food, which is also a passion for me, because food is like the ultimate creative thing. It has sight, it has smell, it has taste. You can even hear it when you're cooking the food or when you're serving the food. It's just such a sensual thing that, of course, it's a creative thing, right? And you cook with all of your senses and you eat with all of your senses. So it's just really, 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 a really very creative art. The culinary arts are creative. So it was a flow that was natural. I had an affinity for the kitchen, so it was a natural marriage with communication and food, and me going to learn more about food in order to be able to teach about food, create recipes and all of those things, to the point where I actually now write for magazines, and I've written for publications like Apartment Therapy, written for the Daily Meal, collaborated on projects for things like Feed and the Kitchen, and many other publications, as well as I've been featured in Jamaican Eats magazine as well, which I'm really very proud of, because that's run in Toronto by a Jamaican, the former editor, lifestyle editor of the Jamaica Gleaner, which is the longest running English language paper in the Western Hemisphere, even older than the New York Times. I like to brag about that. So, yeah, what happens? You're able to, with this promotion, literally start for free, for free. Why is that important? It's important because you don't have to pay money up front. You can actually wait to see what the business needs are. You can figure out, formulate what your plan is, what product or service you're gonna go with, and get your feet wet. See if it's for you. See if you really want to do this. If not, then you can, pull back without actually putting money up front. I think you should actually execute and launch a product within the 60 days, depending on where you are in the world and what access you have to give way payments like uh, Stripe or PayPal. You might have to put a few more measures in place, but I'm also here to help you with that because I've had to do that as well. I now also have a new company that's registered in the US as well for that sort of payment processing. So I will help you with all of that in addition to helping you get preferential rates through my other partners. So everything that I've negotiated for myself, I'm offering to people like me because the more of us who are successful, who reach our potential, then the better it is. I want to help people shine and to become who it is that they are, to really fulfill their potential, not die with it in the grave. Because what's the point? I'm not one of those persons who will lead and think I'm not gonna let this person pass me because I feel like I cannot be a leader unless I present myself to be greater than. No, I'm a leader who says, hey, come here, let me get you where you need to go. And if you need to go way higher than me, then go on through. Check it. Yes. And I'm going to brag and boast, feeling the most that somehow, in some way, that I was used to help you to do that. Like, isn't God good? Like, look at you, boo. Like, wow, I'm happy to have witnessed that. And it takes a level of confidence in knowing who you are, knowing your own identity, in order to be able to be happy, genuinely happy for people who outshine you. Because why? If you know that you are light on a hill, a city on a hill cannot be hidden. And we're not here to compete, we're just here to be. So together we bloom, together we create an entire garden of flowers. One flower alone blooming does not a garden make. It makes a single flower in a flask or something. But one flower blooming among many makes a beautiful garden. And that's what I want to create. I want to create blooms in this desert so that the world can see and have hope in these dark times that there is something that can come good out of this. So if you sign up right now, with the link for this 2 months thing, I will send you some information as well for you to see just how much you are going to be able to. That's the link there. And if you're on Facebook as well and you need the link, just leave a comment. Hi, Carrie, I'm here. And so let me know when you're coming in. Let me know where you're coming from. You can join for free without actually spending any money. Evaluate where you are. Then you can actually create a plan. I will help you with that. If you already have a plan, you want to go on your own and you were just waiting for the right time, this is the right time. You're not going to get a better deal than a 60-day trial on Kajabi because it has not existed ever before this day. Ever before this day. And this is a platform that the most highest ranking people in the digital business actually work with. They work on. So why would I not want to work on those platforms? They have already gone through all the processes, given a lot of feedback. And Kajabi is extremely responsive. On the tier that I have, which is a growth tier, I have 24-hour live uh, 24-hour live support. So that means that when I struggling here or there, I have no problems. Plus, on top of that, I'm creating a system where we can all help each other as well. So I'm helping people who want to start. If you've been looking for a way to start your online business and you're not sure where you want to go, take this link, sign up today. You can, if you sign up today, I will offer you a free coaching session for me to hear from you, for me to give you some advice to see how it is that I can support you in creating your first um, your first product, your first digital page to receive your contacts. So the reason why email is important, and this is for everybody, even if you don't have a business to start yet, what you want to be doing right now is to create and maintain a system where you can communicate with people. You want to build your email list. Social media is not it. Social media is an entryway because we're talking about social media here, right? But it's not the thing. The people who are connected to me really greatly are connected to me via email. And they're the ones who also get the best of me. I give a lot of stuff on social media, but I give even more for people who actually sign up for my mailing list, people who sign up for my membership that's coming out soon, people who sign up for my courses that I offer. So, because I believe in giving value. And emails are important because remember that day last year when Facebook went down for like 24 hours and nobody could reach anybody? What do? Like you have no income? You cannot rely. You don't own social media. You're never gonna own Facebook. You may actually own a few stocks in Facebook if you're that financially savvy, but it's not your company. You don't own the URL. So you have no control. If Facebook is done, what do? You need to have your own way, your own method of speaking to your people. And if push comes to shove and one email client is down, you could move your email system even for a day to somewhere else and then still contact your people. So it's important for you to build those relationships. The other thing is in having an online business is to be able to scale your business, to not only trade one on one, but to trade one to many. So most of us have been taught in school a one-to-one business model. So I trade a product or a service to one person. So one person or a team goes to one person or a team, and then we do one-to-one. What this does, the digital world allows us to create one to many. So you have one thing that's sold in many ways. Now, that is where you are able to reach more people with less effort because there is only one of you. I coach. I'm a certified international professional certified coach here and neuro-linguistic practitioner, which means that I use language and the mind, thoughts and so on and feelings and all those things to help to find patterns, those that are no longer serving, interrupt those and reprogram. So I apply these skills that I've honed through my own investment in my professional development. And I use these skills to create courses that actually really meaningfully impact people's lives and transform people's lives and businesses. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love working with entrepreneurs. I love working with people, even those who are employed, who feel like there is more to life and want more, but perhaps don't have a clue as to how to get there, or maybe just need a little bit more. So more insight as well. I love that. But I realize that I can only do that with so many people. I only have 24 hours in a day, any given day. And even if I had 24 hours in a day, how many people could I really book? How many people could I reach? How many people can I really impact? So the truth is that I could perhaps do, even if I were to do, I couldn't do like 8 to 10, 15 sessions a day. That would be incredibly draining because I pour so much of myself. I show up with it to every appointment, whether it's my cooking class, which I teach once a week, or it's for my coaching clients or business consultancy. Or my food content creation, I show up and I pour all of myself into my work. I show up with all of myself, my mind, my soul, my body, my spirit. I pour. I pour, I pour, I pour, I pour, I pour. And because of the work that I do and how I do it, how I present myself, I always have to operate in overflow. If I don't have overflow, then I'm trying to pour from a dry cup, and I can't have that. So I need time to be able to replenish, to regenerate, to be in so that I'm always watering from excess and not from lack. How can I pour into you when I ain't got nothing? Right? So I have a responsibility for myself to ensure that the pour is pure. Yeah. So if I only have a limited amount of time to book, how can I reach as many people? I can't do that. I'm not going to work myself dry and pour empty in order just to make $1. No. So what you have to do is to create a system that allows you to stratify different customers at different levels. Different people have different levels of engagement that they're okay with with you. There's some people who will read my blog and that's it. They'll come find a recipe and that's it. There's some people and that's it. They came with the eyes, they got the recipe, they left, and they won't even remember chefandstewart.com, and that's it. They only came because they saw a link somewhere or they actually followed me on Google when they searched something and there it was. I had the best pictures, whatever not. So that's it. There are other people who will subscribe to Chef and Stewart and will get all of the stuff that I post and will look to Chef and Stewart every time they want to do something or be inspired by chefandstewart.com because they have this relationship with me or with the brand and they know that they can find really great, easy recipes that make them look like they spent the whole 3 days in the kitchen and they haven't, right? So they do that. There are other people like that. There are other people who will actually just book my cooking classes and they show off my cooking classes and it's the best food of their life and they had a really great time. Give me a 5-star review because it's a 5-star cooking class. And I had hundreds of people taking my cooking classes in person and they've given me these things, right? And there are people who will take my cooking class and they will also buy my merchandise and will also give me a huge tip and will there are other people who will do all of those things and will also say, hey, can I give this to somebody else? I would love somebody else to come back. Or they like I've had many people actually come more than once to my cooking class. So they come to Aruba for a trip, sign up with a cooking class with somebody else, maybe one or two other people, then or by themselves even, and then they come back to Aruba again because many people come to Aruba multiple times, and they're like, "Hey, listen to me. I would really, really, really love to offer this service to other people. Please let me know. Can I book for another group? I'm coming with my family. I'm coming with my friends." That happens. So, and there are people who will actually say, you know what, I want to spend some more time learning some more things from you due to courses. There are people who will come on board for a coaching class. There are people who come on board for a coaching session. There are people who will buy a coaching thing, a coaching package, and stay on. There are people who will come on to membership. So there are different levels of engagement and investment for each level, for each client, for each person who you will come across, for each person. So you have to have ways to be able to meet people at the point of their need, but also be able to earn as much income in the level, in the way that people are willing to engage as you possibly can. There are some people who will buy your book. They will not buy your course for $1,000, but they will buy your book. There are some people who maybe won't buy your book because they just don't have the means, or they don't think it's going to be beneficial to them, but they will share your book because they believe in what you're doing, and they want you, they know that, they see what you're doing, and they want to be able to be of support. So they will share, and they will like, and they will engage. And that also helps. So you want to be able to meet people at each point of their engagement. And this platform allows you to do just that from a very streamlined way. And that is what's really very important to me, to be able to get people off on a system that is efficient. When I say efficient, I mean efficient plus tax, right? So this is why I'm going to go through some questions. Any questions so far? I have 2 people watching. Could you just tell me where you're watching from? I would like to hear some questions from you. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to. I think I have 5 people on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, please leave a comment. All right. So no questions at this point in time. I will move right along. Again, I'm here by myself working this out. I'm on my own because it's possible. And we don't have to be intimidated by things like something that is new or something that's different, because we all have to learn some way, and all the great people started off by themselves. And they're able to hire people. The more you earn, the more you can hire, the more you can scale. The more you earn, the more you can hire, the more you can scale. It's like a really self-fulfilling prophecy. It just keeps on going and creating momentum. So you can literally create your own website. It hosts your website on one platform that you will also have all of your emails, up to 10,000 up to 10,000 email, 25,000 emails, contacts, even on your first tier, right? Up to 25,000 contacts. Plus, in addition to that, you have unlimited email sends. Try finding that on MailChimp. MailChimp is extremely expensive. I had to cancel it because it was just way too much. Extremely expensive, not very, the automation was quite nice and stuff like that, but there is automated email systems as well in Kajabi, in addition to which there are scripts for everything that you can use to help you, so that even if you don't know what you're doing, you can literally follow a script. They give so much. A Kajabi University, they actually have a university, and both a university, Kajabi University, of course, is about this whole platform and all the things you can do and how to customize it. In addition to which, you also have a dedicated help center, and these both elements have videos. The Kajabi University also gives you live sessions. You can also get feedback, get questions. There's a Facebook group that that people can help to build you up in, and you can get feedback. It's really, really great supportive community of entrepreneurs like you, like me, from all over the world, who are trying to really show up in a way that is much more conducive to efficient and effective ways of doing business. Not just trading one for one, but also being able to trade one for many. Another thing that the Kajabi platform allows you to do is to coach. You can actually build in coaching packages into Kajabi. So if you're a coach or a consultant with a set fee for certain packages, you can actually build that into your Kajabi platform. And literally each person who you're coaching will be able to have that system. So for example, you can have your first session, and you can have all the things you're going to discuss in your first session. second session, however many sessions you decide for whatever many for however very long, however long a period, and also the resources that are going to be needed for those sessions, all into that online situation. That's just absolutely efficient. So imagine a client showing up for that. That's a really great way of doing business because all of your notes can be there. You don't have to be sending stuff out afterwards and trying to write from hand to type and to translate and transcribe. So that's quite efficient. Plus, you can also have a podcast. You could make the podcast free or paid. On this Kajabi system, one flat fee. It starts off at $149 a month. Then the second one is $199 a month, and the other one is 200 and something a month. And literally, you have unlimited email sends. You can have up to 1,000 members. Speaking of members, it has membership built in from the get-go as well. So unlimited emails, website hosting, blog hosting. So if you have a website, a professional website, and you also want a blog prospect, because that's important because blogs help you with SEO or search engine optimization, or the ability to reach people organically on the blog, right? So if you're able to do all of these things for free, I'm not done yet. You have an online forum. Your membership could be free or could be paid. So I was using Patreon for my membership, right? Patreon was taking transaction fees. Patreon went through, I had to link Patreon through Payoneer. Payoneer was also taking money. And then the Payoneer had to wire money to my account, which was my bank was also taking money. So out of one member who was signed up to my Patreon, there were 3 different deductions right there because of the systems of attaching. So yes, you can get other systems attached, but that attachment comes at a cost. And is it a price that you want to pay? Because it adds up. And I had Payoneer, I had MailChimp paying, I had hosting paying. So that's email marketing, processing through membership through Payoneer. I had also hosting paying through somebody else, so another hosting account, right? And I have WordPress blogs, all of those, WooCommerce, all of those things, right? All of those things can be streamlined into one system. 20,000, 25,000 contacts, unlimited email sends. That means that you could, if you wanted to, if you had an audience that wanted to hear from you every day, you could communicate with your audience daily. For example, places, and New York Times uses them as well. For those people who want to be able to say, I want a daily synopsis of what's important in the news. I don't want to go and look at the news, or I don't want to go and look at this. I just want it to be in my inbox. So tell me what's important. Tell me what the weather is. Tell me these things. And I want this information 5 days a week, or I want this information in my inbox 6 days a week, or 7 days a week. Your clients could set that parameter. So if you had a client like that, like if you were a news system that would send out information daily or publish information daily, then your client will be able to say, yes, I want the information daily, or I want the information weekly, or whatever. And then you could do that every day, and it will be unlimited email sends. Because the problem with a thing like MailChimp and ConvertKit and all those is that they give you like a certain amount of email sends as well as a certain amount of contacts. So you may hear something like 10,000 contacts, 25 or 30,000 email sends. It means that even if you have 5,000 contacts, you can only send that amount, the maximum number of email sends for the entire period. So that's it. Once you're done, you're done. And then you're gonna have to pay higher than that if you go over it, and you're gonna pay handsomely as well. So you can get a bill and you're like, woohoo! So no unlimited surprises where that is concerned. Also, webinars are free and are hosted. There are other ones like Kartra, you have to actually go hook that up somewhere else and pay for additional video hosting. Not the same thing here with Kajabi. So you're able to get video hosting, which is not cheap. If you know anything about video, like I do, because I've been working in video and photography for some time, it's extremely expensive. Takes up a lot of space. Space is expensive. You're getting video storage on Kajabi for your webinars as well. So you can have your evergreen webinars and it's unlimited and you're good. So Kajabi is an all-in-one knowledge commerce system and platform that has helped 40,000 entrepreneurs run your passion and skills into thriving courses, membership sites, coaching programs, podcasts, and more. So you can create your digital products on this platform and be able to earn, whether it's a course, whether if you're teaching courses one-on-one, you can teach your courses one-to-many. So instead of teaching one person, you're teaching many people, allowing you to get economies of scale, no? And also, you could take your courses from being one-to-one and always having to be taught so that if something happens to you and you can't work or you need to go on vacation or whatever, people can still buy a course that's evergreen that you recorded and they can take it at not only at their convenience, yeah, but at your convenience because you don't have to be there. Like how does that work out for you? What time do you want to do it? Oh, you're in Australia? Oh, really? I'm sleeping at that time. That's a perfect time for you. No problem. Let's do it. Set your time and it goes. That's really very, really, really a huge, huge difference in terms of, especially if you're dealing with groups. It's one thing to shift your entire schedule for one person, but can you imagine like 15 different people from all over the world trying to get all of these things together? So it makes a difference. So it is all in one. It has all the tools you need to create, to market, and to sell. So create, market, and sell. So you can create the products in the Kajabi system. You can market your products, like get the word out there through email, yeah? And you can also through landing pages, pipelines, funnels, and so on and so forth, and also selling in terms of processing sales. And the most critical part of this whole Kajabi thing is one thing I mentioned before that was a problem for me on Payoneer: no transaction fee. Most of these transaction things, most of these other places will charge a transaction fee, no transaction fee. You pay a flat, not a fat, but a flat monthly fee upfront, and you never have to pay a transaction fee. So if you're paying 145,000 and you bring in 100,000, then what 100,000 is what you get. You deal with your taxes according to what you do, but that you're not having to pay a transaction fee up front or any at all to Kajabi. That is a huge game changer for me. Yeah, not three people taking money out before the time. So how does Kajabi help you to build your business? It gives you all the tools that you need to run your business, plus guidance and support every step of the way. And if you use the link that I'm providing on the screen, you get 60 days free today. They never give 60 days. Never, ever, ever give 60 days. Never. This is the first time I've done it. And I've partnered with them to make you that offering because I wish I had 60 days to try it. I actually only did a 2-day period on my end. That's the story for another time. But if you want to hear why that happened, okay, Passion Paradise just joined in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Passion Paradise. Joining from LinkedIn. Nikki Malcolm, joining from England. So nice to have you. Nikki, who else is here? Passion Paradise watching from Jamaica. Amazing. I didn't see these comments. I was so into what I was saying. Faye Ishaman. Faye Morrison Ishaman. That's actually my auntie Faye. She's a fabulous lady. She is a retired or semi-retired prosecutor. And she has an amazing story as well. So Auntie Faye, we gotta have to work together. So this thing is perfect for retirees like you for people who are looking for their second half of life, like what's next? I'm done with this day to day work, 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 etc. But I don't feel like my time or my use on this earth is done. I don't want to have to go and get up and drive through snow or do all of this drama or to deal with all of this unnecessary stuff and politics and all of that to actually work. But I do want to work. I have a brain that works and I want to keep it active and I want to be able to engage and to have a community and I want to be able to earn so that I have continue to live with dignity and have a really great lifestyle to be able to earn and to give of myself and even of my income to share as like nobody else. Like, because I'm a wealthy girl. That's what wealthy is, to be able to receive and to give, you know, just in abundance. Yeah, it's not just the money thing, it's the whole thing together. So if these are some of the things that you consider about, then there are ways. Hello, Lori Vaughn. Thank you for joining. And Lori also took my cooking course in Aruba. So you see what I was telling you, that there are some people who will come in in different people come in at different levels in your business, and some people will grow with you in different phases. So even if you have a career, look at the skills that you have. What skills that I have are trade. You'd be surprised to know what people are making money on. Let me say this to you. There are people online who know less than you, whose skills, and I'm going to say this as politically correct as possible, whose skills are a lot less honed than yours, who have had less experience than you, who are making way more than you. And they're not having to sell their souls to do it, because being online doesn't mean that you have to publicize your dirty laundry or that you have to share your private business or overshare your private life. It doesn't mean that. It simply means that I take one-to-one, face-to-face business life and I translate it into something that is one-to-many. So instead of talking to you when you're right in front of me in a boardroom or at the beach or in different places, on a golf course or at a dinner meeting or a breakfast meeting, I can talk to you here and still make a connection with you. And I can make a connection with you, but you is not singular. You is plural. Just as in television, when I was a television presenter, I would talk to you, my listener, who's only one at any time, but each person is hearing you. So I'm talking to every you who's watching. One to many. That's a communication model. So there are different communication models. One to many is what broadcasting does. And the internet is simply a way to broadcast that was not available to any of us or any of our forebears years ago. The point of entry to broadcast was so massively expensive that you only had a few stations and you had to have a lot of money. Only the very wealthy were countries, state-owned companies, or the states themselves could actually own broadcast media because the equipment was expensive, the platform was expensive. No, all you need is a phone. All you need is a phone and some Wi-Fi. That's all. And so if you have access to this and you have skills and services that you are selling one-to-one, why not sell them online, make them available? One of the things that we've encountered with people is the fear of rejection, the fear that, what if I put myself out there? What if people don't like me? What if people log on and log off? What if people are coming in and out of this whole thing the whole time, right? I can't look at those numbers and feel rejected. No, because why? Because I know that what I have to say is of tremendous value to somebody, and how I say it and my own experiences are going to be able to help the person for whom I've been sent to give the message. I'm not the messenger to deliver this message to everybody. And that's okay because everybody has their somebody. That's okay. There is enough for all of us. I could not have 8 billion people catering to or buying from me. How would I do that? How would I service them? No, there's enough for all of us. And so if you're not fearful of being rejected or being turned down or thinking, I don't know how to fail, I don't know how to put myself outside, I don't know how to show up this kind of way, I don't know, then those are some of the things that I can help you with. Nikki, it's been too long, too long. Ras Al Khaimah is in the UAE. As I was telling you about, I live in Ras Al Khaimah. It's like the most wonderful emirate. And it's just so amazing to be able to put yourself out there, to be able to offer your services in a way that you are limited to do when you have a small pool. For example, I'll talk to you about the pool. I'm happy Nikki is here. Nikki is in Ras Al Khaimah. Ras Al Khaimah is in the United Arab Emirates, where I used to live. It's the same place where you have Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Dubai is not the capital, though everybody thinks it is because it's so popular. Abu Dhabi is the capital. Ras Al Khaimah is a small emirate. Now, if you, right? Hi, Ayana, nice to see you. If you, I came from a country that was 3 million people, 3 million people, Jamaica. 3 million Jamaicans in Jamaica, small Caribbean island. We say you're a big fish in a small pond. But I didn't want to be a big fish in a small pond. I wanted to be a small fish in a big pond because guess what? 10% of $1 billion is greater any day than 100% of $10. So I don't need to have all of that. No, in terms of having 100%. I don't want to be in a small pond. I want to be bigger in a bigger space and reach more. It's the same way I feel about being in this online space. If I can reach many people, then the point of entry for the people that I can reach can be lower so that I can reach more people and it can still be profitable for all of us to thrive. So the person who I'm giving away this information for free that people can use, and voila, run away. 2 months free of this thing, right? I moved from 3 million people in Jamaica to 8 million people in the United Arab Emirates. Now I'm in a country in Aruba. Who can guess how many people are in Aruba? Who can guess? Put it in the comments. How many people you think are in Aruba? Ayana Jones, psychologist, big Dr. Ayana Jones. I can't wait. You're gonna be so brilliant. You're already such a talented resource, and you're like really you're in the right path. You're in Jamaica. We say you're in your aki. You're in your sweet spot. That space where you're just anointed and called and chosen and equipped and appointed for my girls. So, all right. So, how many people do you think are in Aruba? Does anybody know? Who knows how many people are in Aruba? I bet you nobody can tell me. Well, I'm gonna say it. There are 100,000, just over 100,000 people legally registered in Aruba. So I moved from local markets that were 3 million in Jamaica to 8 million in the US, and now I'm in a market that is 100,000 people. This is why small island states need to have digital access because the market is just too small, like literally, and everybody can't open a clothing store, which is really what happens, like, or an ATV shop or a tan chicken. Yeah, it's 112,000, something like that. Yeah, immigration kind of goes up and down a few thousand% because a few thousand persons, depending on how rigid things are, right? So Thank you, Ayana, for that. 120, 112,000. I'm going to give you the link, guys, for here it is 60 days free. Tell me if you can see the link on the screen 60 days free trial. It's also in the comments. Tell me if you're also seeing it in the comments. So, one to many, if I was only going to reach 120,000 people, I would the chances of me actually being able as a foreigner, I don't know, and I came to this country not knowing a single person, a single person, not even one. I didn't even know somebody who knew somebody here. Nada, nada. This is a small space, just over 100,000 people. You can understand that how people in such a small space react to each other and relate to each other is usually very parochial, very insular. And so they may see you as a foreigner, but they don't quite know you because I don't know who knows you. Who is your grandmother? Nobody knows your grandmother. Then how can I do business with you? How can I trust you? How can I build a relationship with you? So it's hard to find people who are going to engage you in a certain kind of way. And if you present yourself, depending on, it may come across as what could be as what you may think is assertiveness, what you may think is confidence, maybe perceived as conceit. Conceited much? Huh? Because of cultural differences. So what I'm saying is being online allows you to spread a wider net to find your people. Your people don't always look like you, sound like you, think like maybe think like you, yeah. They gotta think like you. But they may come in different packages. They may have lived in different places. And so the internet actually allows us to find more people who are kind of like, I feel like I've known you all my life. You were saying everything that I want. Yeah. Man, we could so much. Yeah. Right? And those are the people that you were sent for and to deliver the messages to. So creating this online space, if you are a student like Ayana, in finishing up on your doctoral degree or retired like say who's all of these people, professionals, you're able to you've created skills, you've developed skills in your career that are transferable, that you can teach to others in a way that feels right to you. If you want to do one-on-one mentorship, you can do that through this Kajabi method here. If you want to start a podcast, you can do it here. If you want to reach only a certain kind of people, you can do it in a membership community to reach a certain sector of people. It's very important that you understand that you can tailor this, all of this access to this system, you can tailor it to a way that feels authentic to you. Because let me tell you something, how I deal with the clients I work with for coaching and business consultants, especially when it comes to online, is I don't want nobody to come on and put on makeup. Even with personal coaching or professional coaching, I'm not into masquerade. I'm not into that. What I'm into, right, is cleaning up the insides, dealing with all the stuff, making certain that everything is right, and then what you put on the outside is a reflection on the inside. That doesn't mean that you have to air your dirty laundry or to be like a frivolous quote unquote influencer if you have a negative association with the word influencer, because many people do, some people do not. To have influence is a great thing, and it people who have, many of us have influence, right? And you don't have to have a certain kind of filter on Instagram to be an influencer or to share things about your private life to be an influencer. It simply means that you've got the ability to connect with people and to connect meaningfully and to give a message, to be of value to people, to be an influence to people. And if you have that, if you've got life, if you've got breath, if you've got skills, then you keeping your mouth shut, not helping the people you can reach, Your story, your journey could help somebody in some way, somehow. And your journey, by sharing your story, you make connections with people. And through those connections, you can also be able somehow to be able to grow your network, and your network will somehow be able to connect you to people who will pay you for your services. And even if you have a current job in a very lucrative field that you may feel is solid, in this day and era, don't take it for granted. Anything can happen. Furthermore, one income stream is not very wise. I had multiple income streams, but I realized something in the pandemic, and it was a very critical lesson for me to reach, for me to get at 39 years old into my 40th year. I realized that though I had multiple income streams, many of them, especially since I moved to Aruba, were connected to tourism. There were different income streams. I was doing coaching for transnational companies, hotels, and so on, because I came with serious experience that they were able to invest in, as well as the messages as able to help people in fundamental ways in the work environment, senior executives right down to supervisors. I had coaching clients, but they were in hospitality. I also had cooking classes that were in hospitality. People had to travel in order for the people in hospitality, hotels to get paid, or for them to be able to come and do one-on-one with me. Or so many other things that were my two greatest sources of income were tied to the same industry. You don't want that. You don't want that. You want to be able to have things. The Bible says, cast your ships on many waters, because you know not which way the storm will come. So the more you have diversification in your income streams, not just in your investment portfolio, as in how you split the money out, no, but also in how the money is coming in from different places, different directions. So there's a storm over there, then the storm won't necessarily be over there. How many people, how many industries tanked in the pandemic while others did their best? In the same year, in the same country, sometimes people living in the same house. Yes. This is also why two better than one, why marriage is better than none, because two, more diversification. And so, even if you're in a job, I would say to you that you must seize this opportunity, even if it's a steady job, if it's something that you love, to start to create not just a personal brand, but digital products and ability to connect with more people, to reach more people, even if you're giving away advice for free. I did for many years give so much value, so much free content. I just reached 10,000 followers on Pinterest, by the way. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So much free content for such a very long, extended time, right? And sometimes you give away things for free because you're not really happy or easy or very comfortable with sales. So that has to be a balance as well. But if you just want to serve people, whether it's in ministry or just be of service to people, you can also do that as well. And you can earn income, side income. That money could go into passion projects. It could be your passion project. It could finance a different choice, or it could give you a choice. Maybe you don't want to just show up every day just to have that job. Maybe you want to have, what other choices would you have if you created more choice for yourself? How would freedom look like for you? Financial freedom looks like. And this is not a sales pitch for some random like weirdo thing online. No, this is like literally, I'm somebody who's come from brick and mortar face-to-face business, trying to show you that transitioning from brick and mortar from brick and mortar face-to-face business is just a mindset shift. It's not difficult and it's not impossible, even for those who are afraid. And if you are afraid, I have a team of people, other people, because we spread the love. You say, I'm not in it for me. I have a friend, and I have coached as well. I have been a coach in communication, but I have a friend who's dedicating her business to that, Yvonne. I'll send you to Yvonne to help you to overcome all of the roadblocks that you have to be able to present yourself confidently. If I feel like you need to be able to get some more support that way, and she will help you to unlock things that will just make you feel like, I was born for this. How come I did not know all along? Yeah, I have other people as well who will help you with the technical stuff. If you need more support, this is how I create things. I create systems around me that I want to share with you, just like how this Kajabi 6-day trial is for free and I'm sharing it. So I want you to do well. I want you to be well. I want you also to be able to thrive. I want you to be able to thrive because tomorrow, we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, right? So you can save money with Kajabi because, for example, if you were to do a website builder, that's $18 a month. A course hosting platform is $79 a month. Landing page builder, which is how you can create pages, like one-page sales pages, is $48 a month. Email marketing, $14. Call it $50 a month at least, right? To build a funnel, $97 a month. Zapier, which connects everything, because you have to also connect that to get to, everything has to be connected together. That's $20 a month. That total will be $276 a month. So that's what, even if you're already on a digital platform, it's probably time to move to Kajabi. And this is a great time to experiment to see how you can do that because it costs you nothing. Even if you abandon it and decide, you know what, I don't want to do this, I want to stay where I am and pay $276 instead of $159 per month, then you're still at liberty to do so because it didn't cost you anything to trial out, to have this trial for 60 whole entire days. So that is the value that I'm bringing. And honest to goodness, I didn't have to do this. The link I'm sharing you is a link because I'm a partner with them. I can't figure out which way this is going. So it's going this way. It feels counterproductive. So yeah, so the Kajabi, I've partnered with them. So if you come on board, then I will be able to earn some commission on that. And so I'll give you a disclaimer on that. But it only lasts as long as you pay, if you pay. So if you don't pay, I still don't get anything, but you get to have access to a platform that you don't have to pay anything. And I'm not even charging you to help you. So if you come and I'm helping you to help you along the way to, in terms of advising you, I'm not charging you for a coaching session. I'm not charging you to help you find what first product you want. I'm not charging you for any of that. I'm actually just offering that for free as well. Because the more people I build, the better it is for me. A liberal soul shall be made fat. So yes, you can save a lot of money. If you don't know where to begin to grow your business, yes, you will be able to have access to Kajabi University as well as to me and to those in my network as well. And the people in my network are simply people who have been also in face legitimate professionals who come from face-to-face, one-to-one, B2B, B2C business models who are now offering their services and products also online. So we're not hoaxers. No, we are real people with real businesses, paying taxes, professionals. We're not fakos and weirdos. So yeah, that happens. And we're not billionaires yet, but one day we will all be right. We're billionaires already in terms of the wealth, and because we give away so much, and we have joy in giving. And I tend to align with people who are like that as well. So no matter where you are in your journey, this is a really great resource because you're gonna be able to pick up. So you can get 24/7 customer care support with Kajabi. They're easy to navigate. Help center, step-by-step Kajabi University tutorial that I was telling you about with videos because sister needs some illustrations. Pause. Go back. Pause. What? Oh, look for that. Ooh, pause. Go back. I have to look at it 5 times. Oh, okay. All right. Save that video so that when I know that, okay, when I, yeah, and a really great search system as well. And you also get a free one-on-one call with a dedicated success team representative when you sign up with Kajabi. So there are so many perks. They are rated 4 out of 6 out of 5 on Trustpilot, even higher than Teachable, which is 2, Udemy, which is 3, Patreon, which is 1.5. You're telling me? Because I've been there with MailChimp, 1.5. You're telling me? I've been there. Podia and Gumroad. Podia has 3, Gumroad has 2.5, and Patreon is 4 and 4.6 out of 5. So whatever your business model is, whatever your product or your services are, and even if you don't yet know what product or service or what business model to create for this 60-day, sign up today. If you do nothing else, sign up for the free trial. We can sit down, we can have a few group sessions, and you'll also have a free one-on-one with me. So we can start with a group session, with a few group sessions, so that everybody can start to hear all the possibilities. And then once you spend some time on figuring out where you want to go, then you decide to use your one-on-one time with me much more specifically, so you have an idea as to what direction you possibly could go in, even though I will be able to add some value and perhaps ask you questions that will help you to find the right answers that you already have, but you probably just don't know how to actually engage and articulate, which is what really great coaching is in the first place. So you'll be able to manage your communities as well. Some people are not on Facebook, are not on social media. So you'll be able to create a private network as well, membership communities. You don't have to pay transaction fees per transaction. So it's a really great thing. So I have everyone who's telling me no. She's saying, Carrie, remember that it rolls into a 30-day period. Yes, it does. So if you don't book today, the link is still going to be valid, but it's only going to be valid. It's going to move from a 60-day link to a 30-day link. And by the way, you don't get 60 days anywhere else. Today's the very first day that they actually have done that. And it's only valid for today. Only valid for today. So Ivan is saying, okay. So she said, remember, it's the, what did she say? And if you want, you could actually set a reminder in your phone, in your Google Alert, whatever, to cancel if you're not happy a day or two. So so you have that system so you can cancel. But even if you don't cancel, there is a 30-day. Thank you for bringing up that point, Yvonne. Even if you actually get billed for the third month, because you're not going to be billed for the first month or the second month, that's 60 days free. On the third month, even if you forgot to, or you got the messages, but you were too busy or something happened and you didn't get to actually switch it off, there's still a 30-day money back. So this is actually not just a 60-day trial. It's a 60-day trial with an additional 30-day money back guarantee. So that's actually 90 days, a whole quarter of a year that you can have access to this thing for free. Remember, if you let it pass the 60 days, it will bill you, but it is that billing on the beginning of that third month is a 30-day money back guarantee, and they're good in terms of processing that money back. So, no brainer. Absolutely no brainer. There is no risk. You can get up to 90 days. So that's up to, or Nick, you're in England now. That's up to 90 days. Up to 90 days. So that's 60 days free trial with plus an additional 30 days money back guarantee for a total of 90 days. There you go. It's so funny to move from press screen to actually clicking mouses because I'm pressing the screen when I don't need to press the screen. It's just really bizarre sometimes. It's really funny. So Nikki, I hope your son is well. So I met Nikki um, in the UAE. She was of Jamaican parentage, teaching in the UAE, and I met her in the UAE. Again, travel allows you to build a great network. Building an online community allows you to build a great international network as well. So if you've never left your country, it doesn't mean that you can't service people in different countries. Whereas traditionally, you would have to go on a plane to meet somebody, or somebody has to come on a plane to meet you so that you can have an exchange in order to build those relationships. Not anymore. You simply have to put yourself out online and then you're able to meet different people. Do me a favor, if you're gathered here, could you please share this on your wall, share this on your Facebook, share this on your on your share this in email to somebody else as well. You can also share it on your LinkedIn wall, as well as share this video on YouTube if you're watching it. But there are multiple ways. If you feel like it's time to do something different, listen, things are getting expensive. Price increases are gonna continue to happen. The cost of manufacturing, the cost of transportation have increased and will continue to increase. Taxes are going to increase drastically. They're going to increase in the Caribbean because our income has diminished significantly because tourism was the main income earner. And if you don't have the money coming in, you've got to find it coming in another way. They're going to raise taxes on everybody else, right? How are you going to be able to deal with price increases, deal with inflation when your salary in your fabulous job, though it is not going to be able to rise to meet that? You've got to start to put yourself in a situation where you are creating additional income from a separate income stream. It may happen that after a certain amount of time that you're going to be able to say, you know what happened? Job, you were great, but now I have options. I can work for myself on my own terms and I have freedom. So how about we say, I love you, boo, but later, you have that option as well. And if you feel like, actually really do love my job and I really do like the people I work with and I like the clients I serve in that job, but I also appreciate the value that my online business has, then you can have both as well. You have the flexibility, choice. One of the things I say in my coaching is choice is better than no choice. What you really want to always have is the greatest amount of choices possible because it gives you more options and you have more power. You always want to be able to expand the choices that you have in any given situation. An employer who feels like you have nowhere to go who's going to treat you fundamentally different than an employer who recognizes that you're only there because you like it. And any day you don't like it, you don't have to be there. So it's a completely different way of engaging because then you're engaging out of value and respect. You know, the conversation, the tone, it just changes completely. And even the way you do business as well. What's worse than actually going to a company for which you're doing with which you're doing business, you're paying your money, whether through taxes, whether it's government or through other, channels. You're paying for your services, or even if a private company. And you walk in and there's an employee who behaves and treats you as if he or she does not want to be there, does not want to talk to you, and what? Like, if it's so bad, leave for your own joy, for your own peace of mind. Please don't do that. Not just for me. But here's the problem: when you feel like you have no choice, You will show up and prostitute your soul for a paycheck. And then you're going to treat people who are actually paying you, who are your clients, your paying customers, your stakeholders, like vomit. And you're going to not only be vomiting on them, but you're vomiting on your own self because you're vomiting in the same space that you're eating. Not cool. This allows you to create a system that works. It allows you to create a system that works, that works, that works, that works. That's what's important. No matter where you are in your journey, you're able to say, boo, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. So I got distracted, but I want to bring it back again to tell you that your ability to earn is only limited by your own thoughts about yourself, about money, and even about how people think of you and how you think of yourself and how you think of what value you bring to the world. And I want to help people to break the barriers that have kept us in poverty, where we earn up to a certain level but can't go past that. We need to bring back some generational wealth to our communities of color that have been disenfranchised for generations upon generations. We have to bring that money back into our communities. Because when we're able to bring that money back into our communities, how much more can we develop with children in the neighborhood? How much more can we be of service to our communities? If you're able to earn $1 million, how much more are you able to give to support single mothers struggling, to support children of who have two or teen parents, to support people who have mental issues, to support children who want to be in the arts but don't have musical instruments to play, but could bring so much joy to themselves and to others by learning to play instruments and also find expressions of their creativity by engaging in in in, in music or in the performing arts or in sporting activities who don't have access to neither the training nor the tools and the resources. The coaches that want to build teams but don't have the ability to pay other coaches or to find resources for them. To children who want to go to university, but their parents don't have it to send them. To people who want to work, but there's no job that's going to pay them a living wage. So they feel as though they too don't have choices and their choices are limited, so they make decisions in desperation because they don't recognize. How much more are you able to be of value, not just for yourself by making a million or two or three or $10 or $1 billion than you are if you're only contained with making $1? And one of the things that I want to break out of the mold, especially for us as Caribbean business people, because we're in other people of other small states, because it's easy when you come from a very small place to have goals that are quite modest. And we may think that they're lofty because they're lofty in comparison to where we're coming from, or they're lofty in comparison to what exists. But in the sense of scale, one man's high point is another man's bottom, bottom, like below bottom. It's a story of the prodigal son, no? Like when he went and he realized he had to beg people to feed the animals, that feed not only the animals, pigs, not kosher. It's like it's haram. Like no, we don't even eat these animals, and you want me to see? And he's looking at the food that the pig is eating. He's like, oh, I wish I could have that. One man's top is another man's bottom. So because we're from these small states, then we may feel that we are Okay, if I am able to buy a house, buy a car, put myself through school, put my kid, and have some money in the bank, and maybe have a business and I enjoy, I apply CP, and I feel comfortable. I just want to be comfortable. Comfortable. That's how I actually pronounce that word, comfortable, as opposed to comfortable. I want to be comfortable. Okay. One of the problems is small and medium sized businesses build economies. So this need and this passion I have is not just for me. I want to create impactpreneurs who are going to be able to build systems greater than themselves. Why? Because the more we are able to generate, then the more we're able to give. If I am content with only being building my business to the point where I can take care of my family comfortably, then I'm actually being selfish. Because if I built it a little bit more, then how many more families could I take care of comfortably? And how much more impact would that have in my community, in my nation, in the world? So we have to lift the ceiling of comfort and to get into areas of greater discomfort. To say, you know what happened? I might have been doing okay, but it's time to challenge myself to see how much more I can do, right? In order to be of greater impact. Nikki's a teacher. That doesn't mean that Nikki cannot be able to impact kids in a meaningful way. Teachers are the greatest because you're already teaching as well. You know what I'm saying to you? So whether it is that you're going to help teachers or you're going to teach something that's going to be of value to other kids or other parents, you know, then it helps if you're a coach for football, what we call football, or what Americans may call something else. American football is actually American football, and for us in other parts of the world, football is football. We don't play soccer. We play football. Americans play American football, and they play soccer. We don't play soccer. That's a joke, right? But if you're coaching sports, how can you create courses or tools or coaching to help other kids, to help parents of kids who perhaps can't afford one-on-one coaching, but who could afford maybe a course for or platform for a little bit less, a lower point of entry, and how much impact that would have on that child who gets to learn, no, that form that you have, you need to shift it here. And so that child gets that information a lot earlier so that the muscle development and the movement and the coordination can get really like completely connected. And so by the time that they're set in their ways in the sport, they're set in the right ways as opposed to trying to break apart something that's already too badly set because the muscles can't move that way anymore because the time when you should have made that impact. So that person, that kid who could have had like a really great future in some major league sport ended up being like a low level league sport because they didn't have that input from earlier. You could be that person to help that child. And if you did that, then you would help that community, that family, then you would help also that community, you'd also help that nation. So what you have been given is a fingerprint. There are 8 billion people in this world, and there's only one of you, one of me. If you don't be you and I don't be me, nobody else can be either of us. So if you're not going to show up for you and be you and do you and to be the messenger, carrying the message that only you can give to people only you can deliver it to, because when it comes over your vocal cords, it also comes through your spirit, your experience, and everything else you bring to the table and all that anointing that you have. And it allows the person, the hearer, to receive from you that they will not receive from other people. And if you keep your mouth shut and you don't show up in the spaces online that you can in order to reach other people, then who's going to show up for them? It's such a great way to be of value. Nikki, your son is 10. Oh my God, mine just turned 8 a few months ago as well. The time has slowed. And the time has slowed. And just as we're talking about the time is flying now on this order, on this offer rather. 60 days free, 60 days free. And not only do we have 60 days free, we have 60 days. And at the end of 60 days, you have access to a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you don't sign up in these 60 days, you still have 30 days. Sorry, if you don't, even if you sign up and you want to cancel within 30 days after the 30-day trial only starts at the end of 60 days. And at that time, you have an additional 30 days for a total of 90 days where you can actually just completely say, you know, happen, this is not for me, nah. And then how would it have hurt? You would simply have known that this Kajabi is not for you, and you would have known that conclusively. And that's, I mean, like a door that you close is not a loss. There's no failure. There's only feedback. So all you would do is spend your time to get the feedback to see if it would work for you. If it doesn't work for you, then you would know that that's not the door that you're going to walk through again. And so you're going to be closer to the door that you need to walk through for yourself. So it's no hassle. It's no hassle. So there you have it. This has been my first time ever talking on 3 platforms on the same day. And I am just like really excited about what the future holds. I have so many great things coming up. I'm launching my own membership this week, soft launch. First person's in, get a real deal, lifetime deal. I'm also offering it to corporations as well who want to help people. There's a lot of personal and professional development that is needed, and a lot of self-care and well-being care. And I'm helping people to be able to deal with all the inner stuff, because if the pandemic has done nothing else, it has done a number on a lot of people. Anxiety is at an all-time high, depression at an all-time high, and people are struggling. Many people are barely coping. People have felt disconnected for such an extended period. So I'm creating a safe space for people to have community, people from all over the world. And because I teach online cooking classes, and I've been teaching my 5-star rated cooking classes for over 2 years, with over 200 people having taken these courses, I'm using that as well, so people are able to participate in that. In addition to which, because I'm a certified international professional certified coach and neuro linguistic practitioner, I've had 6 years experience as a professional coach. I've got 25 years experience in marketing, communication, and business, and I've been an entrepreneur. Oh my God, for 14 years, registered in several countries. I'm in my fifth market now, and yeah, it's been amazing. So I have a lot of experience to share. I've been online for 11 years now. So I'm incorporating all of that into a system called Impactpreneurs. And it really is to do exactly what I've been doing for nearly the past 2 hours, which is to really encourage and to create a community of people who are not just people who want to make money, because there's a lot of people like that. But that's not who I'm here for. I'm here for people who want to make an impact. Money is only part of it. Money is only part of the impact that you'll make, and part of the resources that you'll generate, as well as the resources that you'll give. So it's in giving or receive. Because if you have, I tell you something, and this is gonna sound strange to you, but hear me with the right spirit. You're gonna get fundamentally much more joy out of giving a million in the right space than spending a million. And that's why Warren Buffett and so many billionaires, very wealthy internet with like goat crap on barbecue. Like that's like a lot of wealthy people have learned. Some haven't. There are some who are still for themselves. But it isn't giving that we receive. I'm not saying that you need to make all of your money to spend all of your money. No, 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 no. I'm just saying that the more you have, the more choices you have to make with it, and the more you can give. Choice is better than no choice. And choice is a very liberating experience to live from. And even God gives us free choice. He says we have dominion over this earth, and He allows us either to say yes to Him or to say no to Him, and He respects our choice. You can say, yes, Abba, yes, Yahweh, I believe you, I want you, I want to come into agreement with you, I am your child, and I want to come into the fullness of everything that you've created me to be. Or you can say, ah, God, what's that? I don't believe in God. Oh, you Christians or you stupid people. You had that choice as well, and He loves you just the same. Whether or not you believe in Him, He still loves you. That is choice. That's a wealth of choice to be able to make a decision on your own. And that's what you have. And I want you to be able to recognize that you have something that really is remarkable. And it, time may not be now, but I would like you to for the Kajabi, I would say just register and cancel if you don't feel like it. But register, tap into my community. Let us spend some time together and see how best I can support you to get to where you need to be. My aim is not, I want to pay off my mortgage because now I'm a divorced mother and I've got kids. I've got a kid to take care of. I want to make certain that I support him in the best way possible, give him access to all the resources that he needs to be the success that he's been created for, that I'm here to steward him to. I want to be able to live my life with accountability so that I can account for the time that I've had on this earth and all the people that I was supposed to do things to and make a way for. I want to be able to do all of that. And financially, it's important to be, but more than anything else, I realize that the greatest thing that I want to do, I want to be able to have an impact, a meaningful impact, a significant impact. I want to be able to make a mark not only on this world but on people. And I make a mark on this world by making a mark on people, by being able to help people become all that they're able to become, whether it's through business consultancy, through coaching, through helping you create your own online business, or helping you create better relationships through helping you to cook and to cook together and to build those bonds. Whatever way you engage with me and the talents that God has given me in order to serve you, that's fine. But I want to be able to know that whatever you are supposed to get from me, even if it's just a smile, you get it. And you get the fullness of it. You get the hope that you're supposed to get simply because I'm not so closed in my own need and my own circumstance that I can't see outside of myself. And sometimes it's fear or rejection, fear of rejection, fear and fear of rejection. That's two demons in one. Then you have a fear of anxiety. Then you have anxiety. Oh my God. All of these things coming at you like, am I going to be able, what if they don't like me? The online world is mean. People can only treat you how they treat themselves. And if you recognize that, I've taught this to my son, and he's 8 years old, and he says, whatever you tell me, you are. Whatever you call me, you are. I'm just thinking about 8 years old. I was like, yeah, and I said, it's because people can only see you from the pain that they're in. And it's a hard lesson to come through, but these are the kind of things that I want to help you to have for yourself, the lessons that you have so that you can teach your children younger. So we can actually unlearn some of the things, find out patterns that no longer serve us, unlearn them and relearn, renew our minds, renew. Transformation happens through a renewal. I wanted to give you access to people like Ayana, who's going to be Dr. Ayana soon, who's going to be able to help you because she's got a real, real passion for people of color and being able to access resources for mental health and wellness. I want to be able to hire people like that in my network to join forces with people like her in her network. Maybe we're gonna actually just collaborate together because she's gonna be at a certain place, as whatever it is. I want to be able to do that, but I can't do that. So closed mouths don't get fed, and if they get fed, they get scrapped. You gotta open your mouth and speak, 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 speak. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, right? But the word is also that which he has spoken over us. And once it is that we come into alignment with the fact that he has given us dominion, dominion over this earth, to dominate this earth, to subdue this earth, to really take charge of that which we have been given, and to stand up in our own right, knowing who we are, why we're here, who we are, for what purpose. If we're able to tap into all of that and to just really just sit down, like Ayana in Ayaki, sit down, cease and circle, just sit in all of who you are and show up with all of who you are. Then mountains will part. Mountains will fall into the sea. The Red Sea will part in alignment to make certain that what has been spoken shall come forth. So if you want to be in this tribe that I'm building, if what I'm saying to you resonates with you, you can always DM me. Some people don't want to talk out loud. You can talk to me one way, or you can leave in the comments. But please share. Please share. I've gotten so many connections. Your destiny helpers are waiting for you to speak so that they can hear who you are. But if your mouth does not open, then they will never get a sense of who you are, and to realize that, hey, that voice that's speaking, I recognize that voice. Oh, he is the right one. She's the right one. You will never know. They will never know that you are, because you have not spoken. So speak, speak, speak. It's the decade of the voice. Speak. I release you from your fear of imperfection, of your fear of imperfection, of your obsession with perfection. Like, I'm here on a live stream on 3 different live stream platforms, and I feared doing this for how long? It's like, you know what? I did. What could happen? I could chop out. I tried doing it on a webinar and YouTube. It didn't work with that platform, but I decided to join StreamYard, which you can see now, because I'm paying $10 a month. I'm not paying the extra package for the StreamYard. For what? Just to get their branding out? No, it's all right. My name is there. Carrie Heron. CarrieHeron.com. JeffAndStewart.com. Right? So, and even if you don't get to hear from, even if I don't get no dollars from you, you don't invest in me. If I have lit a spark in your soul today, then, my dear, my work here has been done. If you feel as if you want to do the 60-day 9 trial period for free, you're also welcome to join, to work on that link, to click on that link. Sign up today for your 60 days free of charge. After 60 days, it rolls into a 30-day money back period if you don't cancel it. If you cancel it, then it doesn't roll into that 30-day money back period. If you don't cancel it, then within the 30 days that it actually bills you for, you can still get your money back. So you get 90 days free to see if this all encompassing, free, easy, stupid free, idiot free, idiot proof, stupid proof system works for you. And you also see what other measures you need to put in place. You do not lose a thing by signing up. If you feel like the messages that I speak on things like entrepreneurship, on things like building relationships, which is what I do through food. It's not just food. It's what I do. The core of what I do is help people to build healthier and wealthier. I help people to build healthier and wealthier relationships with themselves and with others. Now, when I say people, I also mean businesses and brands as well. So people, businesses, and brands to build healthy and wealthy relationships with themselves and others. And I'm talking about body, soul, and spirit. All of you, not piece of you. Transformation happens when we take into consideration all of those things because we are not one dimensional, we are three dimensional, not three in one. We are body, we are spirit, and we're soul. And when I say soul, the soul is comprised of your mind, will, and your emotions. So the soul is also a few part thing on its own, right? So a lot of what causes us to be stuck is in the realm of the soul or in the realm of the spirit, right? So because of stinking thinking, like Beth Tucker says, right? We get stuck in stinking thinking, and that so the thoughts become things. And so what you think, you therefore become. As a man thinketh, so is he. So if you want to deal with me on those levels, then you can also reach out to me. And if you want to sign up for my membership course, you can my membership package, you can as well. I am giving a special introductory rate that is only going to be valid for the next in the soft and early launch for the first few 100 people are going to get that access. Otherwise, it's going to go, the price is not going to change, it's not going to same, to stay the same, it's going to increase drastically because I want to be able to afford to provide resources to you that are going to be meaningful and of value to you. So those who come on as early adopters will be able to get benefit of being locked into our rate. And once you stay plugged into our monthly or yearly membership fees, then you're guaranteed that rate for the rest of your engagement with me and my brand. And those who decide to come later on will be, you'll be grandfathered in if you come early and you build along and you get to be part of the founding members and you get to be part of something to be growing together. And as we grow together, I want to provide you more resources so that you can have access to it. It takes money in order to make money. Together, like an insurance scheme, the more of us that are in the pool, the more affordable it becomes for all of us. And so that's what I want to build. I want to build a bigger pool and take less of it, like 15, 20% of a way bigger pool than 100% of a 1 inch square. Nobody can even swim in that. Not even your toe can fit in that. Not even your big toe can fit in that. So let's broaden our perspectives. Let's grow together. 2022 is the year of the harvest. Not only is it the year of the harvest, it's the year of the bumper harvest. Today is Tuesday, the second day of the second month, 2022. There's two. And lots of people will tell you all sorts of different things that have to do with that day. And today you get 2 months free trial on Kajabi, which allows you to start your first or your last online business, online product for free. And I'm happy to help you, engage you to an extent for free, like with your first landing page and your first email thing. And then once you need more help, and then I can also refer you to others in my network who are gonna be able to help you, like Mr. M. Dunga, who does that as a business himself. And if you're wanting to get help with communicating, I'm also gonna refer you as well to those people in my community, like Yvonne Chin. And if you need much more support for physical stuff and as well as for mental health, we're gonna be able to access those resources. We're gonna be interviewing people, give you access to master classes and webinars that are gonna help you get yourself, your mind, your will, your emotions, your body, your spirit into the right place in order to fully take hold of everything that was meant to be yours in this year and to be restored to everything that you should have had from a long time before. We're coming to take back everything that we have lost. Double for the shame, double. Tuesday, double, double, double. Click on the link. Click on the link. I have some more additional comments, but they look like something. I'm gonna respond to those and get access to this thing. Otherwise, I'm not gonna give you the link. Should I give you the? I'm not gonna give you the link for my membership program yet. You have to actually join my email to be able to get that. Right? So just send me a link and tell me about you want access. I've been going talking for 2 hours. Lord have mercy. You said the Jamaican in me? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. 2 hours. By the time I'm done, I don't have no voice to use at all. But it has been 2 hours very well spent. Let me know if this has resonated with you. I said that there's some people who are on right now. How has this resonated with you? Let me know. If you're here, let me know where you're here from. You know, we just want to thank all the people who have joined. And we want to be able to make certain that if you have any questions, I can answer them. Laurie Vaughn, El Chat from the States, I think from Kentucky. I have El Chat. But sorry, I don't know what happened a while ago. El Chat, I like that you know your audience. Thank you so much. I'm just making certain that you all understand questions are available. And if I have not answered something and you want to answer directly, you can let me know. I've had El Charles from Trinidad. I've had Nikki from the UK. I think she said London is where she is currently. She's in England. She didn't say London. I have someone here from, I have people from Jamaica as well. And I'm just grateful I have Atlanta, Faye. So thank you so much for your time. You are able to watch the replay. It's gonna be up. So don't you think that it's not, I'm not gonna take this down. The links are gonna be available as well after after midnight. It's gonna turn into a 30-day link. So if you don't use it, you're gonna miss the 60-day. You gotta use it today to get the 60-day access. If you use it beyond today, you'll get a 30-day link. But I would say use it now. You have nothing to lose in the process. Get the 60-day trial. And then even if you forget to cancel it, if you want to cancel it, then you have a 30-day money back. So once it's that you say, oh, your card has been charged, if you forget, because otherwise what I do when I don't want to actually, when I'm not certain if I want to stay on a trial period, I will give myself a reminder on different platforms for like up to 3 days prior on different devices so that I can remember to cancel it so that it doesn't roll over into the pay period. So that's an option as well. However, there are many people who research Kajabi and are waiting for different reasons and, you know, for the time to be right. And if you're one of those people who've already done your research and Kajabi is on the list, this is the time and this is the sign to say jump and get in there. You can start earning your first dollar within a few weeks, especially if it's something that you've done before. And even if it's not, it's still, if you have a good strategy, which I can help you with, then you can still start earning, and you can earn the money even before you start paying. Which, so you have nothing to lose, and it also keeps you, if you stay on free systems, then you will not have the need to be income generating, and it can cause you to be lazy, and but if you have things coming out of your pocket, then you know that, okay, you have to cover those expenses. It's just a different ball game than if it just comes to you for free. So that's a good thing, and it's straightforward, it's simple, it's still cheaper than a bunch of different parts which are hard to understand if you have not done courses that cost thousands of dollars usually to get this. So you're not gonna get this with a, I'm not selling you a big course to be able to, a 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 course to start this. Not at all. If you want to book me for a specific course for this, then you can do that. But if not, I'm still gonna be able to help you. My time is gonna be a little bit less available, but it's still gonna be available. I'm giving you first one-on-one session. I'm gonna be able to help you with Q&A as well. But it's gonna be targeted, strategic session. It's just not gonna be just, chit chat for no reason. You're really gonna get the value from that, because I believe in giving value to my clients. Because what's the reason then? And I don't open my mouth unless I have something to say. And no, I'm almost out of things to say. So I've been here for 2 hours and 16 minutes, and it's time to say goodbye. This is the longest live I've ever done, and I think I really like this. And this is amazing, because let me tell you something. I've been online for 11 years doing an online business, and this is the first time that I'm doing a free form live stream for so long. And I actually prefer it over like things like cooking videos that I do when I edit. I love cooking videos, but I prefer to have like a full production team to do it the way I want to do it. And but not showing up is not an excuse, you still have value where you are. So it's important just to be able to show up where you are. So again, I'm Carrie Heron. I'm available at chefandsteward.com, chefandsteward.com. You can access me through my mailing list, and I'm gonna give you a link for my link in bio. So you can have all of my links there. You can shop on chefandsteward.com if you want. But what I really want you to do is take advantage of this 2-for-1 deal. And this not 2-for-1 deal. This 2-month free Kajabi trial right now. And also keep in touch so you can hear about my soft launch for my membership that I'm doing this week, for the soft launch and the major launch next week. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited I want to reach 1,000 people this year. And I want you to help me to do it. And I want you to reach your 1,000. And I want to help you to do it. And if you reach your 1,000 and I reach my 1,000, then how many thousands shall we put to flight? How many thousand scaredy cats? How many thousand dream deferrals and dream stealers and shall we put to flight? By showing up and being there for each other and being there first for ourselves. So again, thank you so much for your time. God bless you. You need to reach me for anything, let me know. And also, if you want to hear more about my membership program, do let me know. I'm gonna put the link on here for my link in bio. It's my Hive page. It's hive.page/Chef and Steward. I'm also available on Twitter and other places at Chef and Steward, but you can get me on Hive.page. So that is the real Gongo. The real gongo is the real gongo. That is it. That is it. That is it. So much love and blessings, and see you next time.